I'm sorry, my people.
Yeah.
I know we being kumbaya right now, but I got to talk about something that's like really, really bothering me. So a lot of people have been hitting me, asking me how I feel about the J. Cole Noname situation. And I don't think we should hyper focus on that shit at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that all of us should rally behind and put on a pedestal Noname and crown her as the queen that she is. Make her feel respected, protected, and make her feel like she has a place in this culture the same as J. Cole. We already recognize J. Cole is great. We already got him up on the pedestal, and nobody's mad at J. Cole. Y'all know y'all not mad at J. Cole. Y'all hold J. Cole to a high standard, and y'all not used to him having bad timing or misfiring. Y'all used to him doing everything perfect because you placed him on a pedestal so high that you forgot that even he is not above making a mistake. It's okay to make a mistake. His timing wasn't the greatest. He didn't say anything that was wrong. It's just that the little shit that he said when he addressed it is what got focused on. And that's the power of protest. That's just what it is. It's so powerful. It makes people process things a certain way. So it looks like J. Cole went in the studio and made a whole fucking song just about Noname. That is not what he did. You know what I mean? So if he doesn't realize where he made a mistake now, he's smart enough to where retroactively he'll somehow get to that place. He'll be able to identify with that and he'll move on. And his positives are always going to outweigh his negatives. So don't focus on J. Cole. J. Cole has never contributed to the misappropriation or the disrespect of black women within our culture. He's never said homophobic things in any of his music. He's never done that. Like, you got rappers that are literally focusing on making positive records right now just because of the situation. So he's one of our people who he's not trying to sell you things right now. And you don't even realize it, but you don't want to be sold shit right now. You don't want to be marketed to. You don't want the Tekashi record with Nicki. That's shit being marketed to you. We don't want to fucking hear that right now. You know what I mean? Like, we don't, like all of these white people, white companies and shit, just trying to give us crumbs of things. Just, is that good enough for you, black people? Would that calm you down? Okay, we just fired the police officer in Breonna Taylor's case. You could have been did that. No, we're not stopping, because everybody's moves is telling. Like, it's fun to sit and watch what everybody has to offer to the culture right now. And a lot of people are quiet right now because they don't have anything to say. They never did. You just bought into bullshit. Some people have nothing to offer without marketing dollars. And the shit that I want to talk about is Terry Crews. If you want to look at something, look at Terry Crews. Now, Terry Crews is delusional, but I think that the way that he thinks he should be put in a laboratory and hooked up to machines and observed by scientists, and like his thought process and the words that he uses should be like studied and used in dissertations at Ivy League schools, because he is the exact result of what you get from the construct that is white supremacy. The very way that he fucking thinks. You hear this nigga? Like, bro, Terry Crews, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't, like, I'm a rapper, so I know y'all think that we just run around disrespecting people. I'm working on that. It's not about respect. This is right or wrong. And I think I speak for the culture when I say we don't look to you to speak to us, to speak for us. We never have. We've never depended on you for that. So you could take that off your shoulders. The only thing we have a problem with is when you step up and try to speak for us, and you're not speaking for us because we don't agree with you. We don't identify with you. Nobody's a gatekeeper. Sometimes somebody says something that echoes the sentiment of all of us. You are Uncle Tom. You're going around doing press and telling everybody that we're calling you an Uncle Tom because you're successful. Are you out of your fucking mind, nigga? Like, you don't see that you are the one with the problem? We don't identify you as successful, my nigga. Like, we identify Tyler Perry, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, people like that. We think of them and we think successful. We recognize you as a success. Yes, you are success, but we don't associate you with success. So you need to identify with self first, but that's impossible for you to do because you get on major platforms and you encourage our children to not be self-righteous. Be careful not to be too self-righteous because that can become a dangerous form of self-righteousness. Because in order for us to achieve what we're trying to achieve, we have to include white people. And that is the very opposite of what should be being said. Like, it's the opposite. And the reason why I'm so intrigued by the way you think is because I believe you. I believe that you really think this stupid shit. Like, I believe you because you lack self-righteousness. And I think I'm able to identify with that because I'm an extremely self-righteous black man. I'm as self-righteous as they come. And the only danger that comes along with being this self-righteous is racism. There's plenty of dangers that come along with your lack of self-righteousness. Number one, it makes you get on a platform and think that it's okay to tell my child to watch how self-righteous he is and to include white people in his self-righteousness. So it's bad enough that he looks at the TV and everything that he sees, that every measuring stick to beauty and the way that he builds his confidence. And he goes to school around white kids because that's a gamble that I had to take because I wanted him to get a better education because they wasn't offering that in schools around black kids. So now daily he's around white children. And let's say he's a fan of you, which isn't usually the case with any of our kids. Let's say he's a fan of you and he goes to school and he's carrying it like that. And he's unable to place value on himself without including a white person. And every white person that he's around, there's not one who was ever told your confidence should be rooted in making sure you include a black person. Like, you are describing white supremacy. It's a construct. Your blackness is the juxtaposition of their whiteness, their self-proclaimed whiteness. That's this, which automatically makes your blackness this. And the fact that they have it here, and it did start in their mind, is what makes it supremacy. It's supreme to this. But they didn't just keep it as a thought. They actually made it a thing. Like, me having sex with Rihanna is just a fucking thought. Making it a thing is a whole nother shit. They built a construct that says whites are here, blacks are here, the opposite, which automatically makes this supreme. You can't have supremacy down here unless you take this and put it here. In this case, it would just be your hand moving from here to there. No different from Morgan Freeman saying, if you want to end racism, just stop talking about it. Stop calling me black, and I'll stop calling you white. And really feel like that you just achieved something other than just telling a bold-faced lie to your people, which is not fair because we supported you to get you to where you are. You owe us more than that. The least you could do is be honest on your platform. But if you lack self-respect, self-righteousness, things happen. You walk eggshells. You're afraid to say things. You get sexually assaulted by another man. You spend hours in the gym developing tons of muscle, I don't have half the muscle that you have. Whoever this person is that sexually assaulted you, I'm 100% sure that I can walk in that same room. And I won't act like a tough guy. I'll just be my self-righteous self. I guarantee you that not in a prison, not in your fucking casting call room, not in any situation will the thought of assaulting me in any sort of way is going to enter his head, your head, or anybody else's head. I have an uncanny ability to be able to connect to certain white people, resonate with certain white people. White people been getting my face tattooed on their bodies for fucking 20 years. But there's some white people that don't like me because I speak the truth. I don't fucking like them either. There's white people who probably want to hang me because, contrary to what Morgan Freeman is saying, black people are being hanged right now. We can just call them humans. If we want to just pretend like it's not a racial thing, yeah, we can do that, but it's not fixing the problem. Because it's not humans being hanged. It's black people. We identify that. But when we discuss being black in any sort of way that's progressive or collective, that becomes a problem. Oh, no, you got to include us too. All lives matter. And that's the reason why niggas like Terry Crews can't make a decision without making sure that white people feel okay about it. And then he even went as far as to say, we call him Uncle Tom because he has a white wife. We call him Uncle Tom because he's successful. We don't look at you as successful, and we don't care about you enough to even know that you have a white wife. You just told us that. That was news to us. We don't give a fuck about you having a white wife. Your white wife doesn't change how we feel about you. You're unintelligent, non-articulate, trying too hard to sound smart, dumb nigga, fake witty hyperbole, stupid ass banter that comes out of your mouth is what makes us not fuck with you. Now, the fact that you have a white wife, it's painfully obvious that that's the reason why you look at us how you look at us. But that's not our problem. That's your fucking problem. That doesn't affect us. Just like all your cooning doesn't affect us. It affects you. We don't need you. You're not a representative of us. Just because you're black and you're in a movie, it doesn't mean that we have to accept you as a representative of us. What have you done great in a movie? You play the fucking nigga in the background with the do-rag on, with his shirt off, who's a fake loco crip. Or you play some silly ass nigga dancing around with his shirt off, with grease all over his body, making a asshole of himself. And we tolerated it because we don't care. But now that you showed your true colors, we're no longer going to see you in any of them roles in any of those movies. So your profitability, your marketability, and your value as it pertains to black movies, to being an actor in a black movie, has actually went down. So you've actually devalued yourself over the past 3 weeks. And here's the kicker with that. You think that you're going to get rewarded somehow by white people for like catering to them. You think that there's like a promotion that comes along with this. You haven't learned from any of the niggas that were sitting in that same spot that you're sitting in. There is no elevation in coonery, bro. They love the fact that you're the fucking water boy for white supremacy. You're carrying their water. You and Candace Owens. We don't fucking care about y'all. The only thing I care about is watch what you say when you're addressing my people. Understand the importance of learning how to distinguish the difference between hyperbole, witty banter, and actually stating facts. Read a book, because we only can read based off of what you're giving us. You said black supremacy, not us. So now I don't regret saying black supremacy because it opened up a conversation. Yeah, it opened up a conversation to how much of a bozo you are and how really academically unintelligent you are. Nigga, you a nigga from Flint. You doing all right. You a nigga from Flint. What have you done for Flint? What have you done for our culture, talking about weed, what we're trying to do. You're not trying to do anything. You haven't made any change. We're changing shit. We're shaking up the fucking globe, being the opposite of what you are. We don't need your fucking help. Okay? You come from Flint. Y'all don't even have fucking water. I ain't even heard you say nothing about the water in Flint. You talk about having a white wife, and you talk about your fucking disagreements with black people more than you talk about anything. And that is what's going to go down in history as it pertains to your legacy. You don't do shit classic, nigga. It ain't no fucking... You think you go from where you are to where Will Smith is at? Will Smith is one of our greats. He's fucking brilliant. You just okay, nigga. J. Cole is one of our greats. He's fucking brilliant. We can question him. We don't question you. We just wondering what the fuck you in the way for. You don't claim us. You don't have to claim us. We don't claim you. And we can leave it at that. What do we identify with? What are we the same? How are we the same? How? You think you can put a fucking Band-Aid on fucking white supremacy by calling it black supremacy? You make yourself sound crazy. That's a fucking oxymoron. That cannot exist. That could never be a thing. And the fact that I don't cater to white people's every desire is the reason why I have the self-righteousness to be able to tell them, you don't get to tell me what racism is. You don't get to determine that no more. You don't get to tell me I'm race baiting or reverse racism and all these fucking phrases that you want to come up with. My self-righteousness is the reason why I'm never going to be hanging from a fucking tree. Ever. My self-righteousness, it's a lot of shit that people probably want to do. It's a lot of things that I'm in danger of. There's a lot of fucking mistakes that I made. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're not a regret of ours. I regret making the LGBTQ community and the black community, because that's what I'm focusing on right now. I regret making them saying anything in my raps to make you guys feel somehow detached from the movement that I feel like I'm helping to move forward. And if you're a part of the LGBTQ community, and if I've ever said anything in my raps that made you feel hated in any sort of way, I apologize. Please accept my apology. And I need everybody to know that we got to fucking work on ourselves. We got to work on ourselves. We got to try to get better every day. I'm not going to sit here in front and act like I'm the most comfortable guy around gay guys. I've never had experience being around a lot of gay guys. You know what I mean? But now that I know how affected, how catastrophically dangerous that it is to our culture to alienate them or to make them feel like there's some sort of hatred here. It's harmful to them, but it's harmful to us. It's harmful to us as one. And I love all my people. I love all black people. I even love Terry Crews. I just don't like Terry Crews. I love Patron too. It don't mean it's good for me. And I don't want you to change, Terry Crews. I don't want you to change either, Morgan Freeman. Keep on saying that, you know, everybody has the same opportunity. You know, don't call me black. I won't call you white. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, number one, nigga, you have the most distinctive voice in the history of black people besides James Earl Jones, nigga. Like, you have a God-given talent that you figured out how to quantify that we'll probably never hear again. You played the voice of God in a Hollywood movie. That automatically separates you from somebody having an equal opportunity as you. You're in a class of your own. Sometimes God just gives certain people certain talents. And you're the only black person in the history of actors who has been 53 years old for 69 years. The rest of us have to age from 0 to whatever, 1 year at a time. You're the only one. So stop saying everybody got the same fucking opportunity as you. And it's a ceiling to what you do. Just like there's a ceiling to what Terry Crews does. You're not going to elevate to Denzel Washington's level. There is no elevation there. And you're minimizing your black audience. That's your problem. I don't have any problem speaking to the culture. I'm working on my shit. I'm not denying my shit. You denying your shit. Because you really think in order for us to fix things, white people have to be inclusive. And niggas like you are the reason why we can't say shit like Black Lives Matter without them feeling like they have to be inclusive. Otherwise, they feel like it's hate. They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. They need fucking therapy. And you're helping that. So watch what you say on your platform. It's okay for you to be a dumb nigga. Everybody not smart. Just don't pretend to be a smart nigga and speak to us. Speak to my children. Watch what you say when you speak to my children. Nobody in the history of blackness has ever said, yo, I'm going to check out that new Terry Crews movie. We don't look at you like that. Our children aren't a fan of you. But God forbid one of our children is influenced by your ideologies. That is harmful to our culture. And you don't get the right to do that because you've done nothing for our culture. Black women stood with you in solidarity and included you in the Me Too movement when you got sexually assaulted by another man. Because you have no sense of self-righteousness. And they gave you a voice. You turned around, and when it was time to stand with Gabrielle Union on an issue as sensitive as racism, you pretended that racism didn't even exist in this business. Now, what if they had done that with you, with your sexual assault? Because if you being sexually assaulted by a grown-ass man, you best believe it's racism, too. Don't think that we're stupid enough to think that you're that fucking stupid. You said out your own mouth, you listened to your wife, and your wife told you that Gabrielle Union didn't make a statement, so why should you? That says everything you need to know. So your white wife ain't our problem. Your white wife is your problem. And I say that with all due respect because I don't mean any disrespect. But if I'm married to a white woman, which I'm totally pro, what do you call that? Different race marriage. I'm pro that. I'm not with it for me, but I'm all for it if it's going to bring you happiness. But don't start acting like an advocate for black people and everything that you do and say is contingent upon whether she's going to pat you on the head about it and she's not even passionate about you having equal rights because you're more passionate about making her feel superior, then that's harmful to your relationship. And it's only harmful to us when we allow your stupid ass comments into our lexicon. Leave us alone. Be happy in Hollywood. Don't pay us no attention. I guarantee you would never hear us complain about anything. Just stop coming over here. Stop you was on that Zoom call. You had Eve. She one of our queens. You got her up there nodding while you saying all this fucking stupid shit. It just causes confusion. You just in the way. You in the way. And then we got other niggas trying to make Noname versus J. Cole a thing, a rap battle. Yo, we got a lot of things we need to repair. We don't need you coming around with your fucking damaging ass ideologies. You a sucker. You always gonna be a sucker. I feel sorry for you. I don't dislike you. I love you, but you a sucker. And that's on you to have to work that out. But please watch the way that you speak to our children. Peace and love to everybody. I'm sorry that I had to get so passionate. I'm not mad or anything like that. I hope you don't feel like it came off as divisive because I've been getting accused of that a lot lately. I just have to be honest. I don't give a fuck. Whoever's a fan of me, I appreciate you as a fan. I'm not one of those artists that if you buy my album, that I feel like you now own me. I don't work for the people. I put paint on the canvas and I hang it up, and I'm okay with who wants to come in and look at it. I don't take it off the wall and chase you around and ask you to look at it. It's your right. And, and I feel like I'm identifying very clearly because I'm full of self-righteousness, and I identify very clearly because I'm fearless. I don't fear anybody. I say what I want to say in any room. I'm the same way. And that's what our children need to learn. They need to learn how to identify with self. You don't get there without self-righteousness. You have to be able to identify with self in order to be able to place value on yourself. If your value system has to include a white person, then that's white supremacy. That's a black man telling you you're less than. That's what that is. That's how that translates. I don't care how proper he frames it. He's an idiot. He's an uneducated, lost nigga from Flint who needs to work on fixing the fucking water out there. I'm more important to Flint than Terry Crews is. Terry Crews not important to Flint. How can he expect to be important to black people? And Morgan Freeman can kiss my ass too. Peace and love.